Welcome to Surveillance in the City. I'm your host, Wendy. This week you are listening to the week's edition of Fake News. This week is the war on rage comics. Next week is the war on AI-generated public art installations with a loose understanding of time, reality and public decency. I hope that clears things up for the few viewers who sent in some letters last week. Next week I will be reading the complaint letters, so stay tuned for that one. Now, on to normal ordinary news. Permits are required for backyard organ harvesting. This applies to all freelance harvesters operating on private property consisting of more than 2 flat hectares, where boundary lines are clearly demarcated with wind-breaking trees and or regulatory cyclone fencing, less than or equal to 9 metres in length and 20 metres in diameter. Where a body of water borders the property and measures more than 2 metres in length, the owner must obtain additional clearance to excavate from the State Authority for the Conservation of Drownable Enclosed Premises under Section 94 of the Act pertaining to the procurement, divestment, farming, harvesting, sale, resale, obtainment, distribution, storage and destruction of prohibited organ products of quantitative and marketable value. And have you ever wondered how to court an interracial sex robot from the future? Well, I certainly have. It's a tale as old as time. From the maker of Trash Can Bong Hunters, Interstellar Space Invaders the Musical, and the Academy Award-winning Homicide, Mel Brooks' captivating drama, I, Robotnik, turns the tables on traditional narratives around interracial robot love. Brooks is not afraid of taboos, and rather than pathologizing interspecies sexual congress, he gives it an elevating yet tenderly oppressive Cold War dimension. The strong atmosphere of orthodox repression makes for especially compelling viewing. And finally, a torture manual you can trust. Have you tried other third-party weapons brands and just not achieved the results you were looking for? Well, look no further than the tried and tested CIA front company owned and operated manual Black Ops for the White Guy. As trademark torture platforms become increasingly popular, impress your guests, family and friends with the gold standard of Red Room entertainment. Now available at all good retailers. And back to the program, state-sponsored snuff films. This handy publication follows hot on the heels of the successful product launch of the Benzo Blaster, the release of the genre-breaking snuff disaster film Look Ma, No Landing Gear, and the Mortal Kombat torture bible Human Rights for Dummies. This message was sponsored by CIA Combat Water, now available at our CIA flagship store and all Liquidarity retailers. Picking up girls in political prison. The no-nonsense guide to picking up POW chicks answers all the classic questions you might have about the practicalities of taking out and turning out ladies in prison. But it also responds to some of the more unwritten codes of conduct surrounding prisoner relationships, including date night, what happens when someone leaves, dies or goes missing, and how to manage the responsibility of a next of kin gang war all on your own. And this week at the movies, Ballbreaker 2, Nazi Killers Anonymous, the indie Elon Musk vanity project Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Balls, and more. And now for the weather this week, cloudy with a chance of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Don't forget your raincoats and umbrellas, folks, there's a slight chance of thunder, and a very small mushroom cloud will be expected later in the week. And backed by popular demand, weatherproof Liquidarity black jackets protect against fire, theft, flood, acts of God, and nuclear winter. Please note that AI apocalypse, alien invasion, satanic panic and Republican sex orgy are not covered. In other news, visitors to the World Arms Fair can now leave their kids at the Slayscape on the first floor of the Expo building for up to 5 hours at a time. After some technical difficulties, the 24-hour fundamentalist torture broadcast will be back on the airwaves this week with its new slot of 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for fans of Kidney Storage Wars, Girl Scout Death Cults of the World will re-air this week on MKTV, taking over from the Grindhouse classic, Help, I'm in Stitches. And why carpet bomb when you can carpet munch? The lesbian reality gore flick Good Girls Gone Vegan will be returning to MKTV this January. Thank you for listening to this special broadcast of Surveillance and the City. I will be back next week with more news.